What's up? It's Captain Raj. Um, we're flying the Darkstar. I guess off a grass field. I don't know if I'll be even able to take off. We're flying from Australia to somewhere in the South Pacific. Forgot where, but I'm gonna try to show you how to get to Mach 10. It's not recommended you take off from an airfield like this, but here we go. You're gonna want to rotate at 200 knots. Let's see, if I can even do this. I'm going to look from outside the cockpit to see if there's. I should be able to. So we want to disengage the parking brake. There's no flaps, so we don't have to worry about that. I'm going to look from exterior view because I'm using instruments. Just accelerate full speed. Doesn't matter if you're on grass or whatever. Bring up your gear right after you get positive lift, and then follow your flight path really gradually. I can't believe I just took this thing off from a grass field. The main thing is with this thing, you want your climb, other than your initial climb, to be somewhat moderate. Like we're already at Mach 0.7, and you don't want to overstress the aircraft. It's really easy to do. It's super easy to do. So you just, and also, like, in order to get to Mach 1, what you want to do is get to Mach 1 before you hit 30,000 feet. I haven't hit the afterburners yet. A lot of people do right on takeoff or right now, like, they'll hit the afterburners. Because I'm flying such a long distance, I'm going to save fuel and, like, climb up to about 25,000 feet. Then I'm going to hit my afterburners. And then from there, once you hit Mach 3, after you hit about 30,000 feet, then you're going to hit you're going to turn your turbojets off and hit your scramjet engine. So I'm already at Mach 0.8. Vertical speed is about 8,000 feet. Fuel is 92% after takeoff. As long as we can keep that Mach 0.8 climbing at that rate, about 8,000 vertical feet per minute. We will hit our goal. The main thing is when you turn on the afterburners, once you're up to altitude, you want to nose down a little bit because it's the speed's gonna give you like automatic, like super fast lift. And what you don't want to do is climb too fast once you're hypersonic. You want to gradually climb up to where you need to get to. If your angle of attack gets too high, if you're pitched up like this, going like this, the wind coming from the bottom of your plane causes you to have a high-speed stall, or it'll rip your aircraft apart. So you just want to be really careful about like your vertical speed once you hit hypersonic. So I'm about to hit 25,000. I'm going to level off a little bit here, and then I'm going to turn on my afterburners. My vertical speed's down to about 1,000. I almost want to level off right here at 25,000. Now I'm going to kick in my afterburners. My speed's going to drastically increase. My nose down a little bit, and then I can control how much vertical speed I have. Once the speed, like once those afterburners overtake, I can nose it up a little bit. And now we're at Mach 1 and climbing. So we went a little under 25,000 feet, but now we're back climbing. I usually try to keep it at about 2,000 feet per second on the vertical climb, on the vertical speed. You don't really want to climb too fast because the speed starts to go up exponentially. Like once you get out of the atmosphere, like these engines are made for like low oxygen, high speed, like stuff. So you don't really want to overstress or overdo the aircraft. I mean, when you think about how fast you're going, the airframe of this aircraft gets over 4,000 degrees. I don't know if it's going to show it in this where it blows, but we're slowly climbing and gaining altitude, and we just hit Mach 1.2. We're flying over northern Australia. Once we hit about 30,000 feet, the speed starts to increase exponentially. We're at Mach 1.3, 28,000 feet, hitting 29,000 right now. Mach 1.5. Once we get up to this speed, it starts to increase really fast. Now that we're over 30,000 feet, you're going to notice the Mach speed goes up really fast. We're already at 1.6. And you just want to keep the vertical speed right around 5,000 feet per second. Between 6 and 4,000, I would say, is a safe range. You just don't want to get too greedy and like, oh, now I'm going this fast, I want to go up, I want to fly up super fast. Like, you just can't do that. And if you see your vertical speed go up, just lower the elevator really slow. Just keep that vertical speed. We're already at 35,000 and almost, we just passed over Mach 2. So once we hit over Mach 2, the aircraft is going to get really unstable. So you just need to keep it slow and steady. I don't know, it's like driving a race car. You know, if you try to turn it too fast when you're going 200 miles an hour, you're just going to flip the thing. See, now we're at 40,000 feet and the vertical speed just went up super fast. You just, if it starts shaking, we're about to hit Mach 3. I'm leveling off at about 40. So there we are, 3.64. This is where you want to hit your scramjets. I want to level off at about 40,000 feet. About 75% fuel. So I'm going to hit that. I'm going to hit pause. I'm going to cut to the cockpit. The only reason I'm flying this outside the aircraft is because it's way easier to like see everything. As you can see, this cockpit is very limited in view as far as what you can see. It's mostly a flyby screen aircraft, which you know, just like Flight Simulator, it's kind of similar. But what we're going to do is we're going to click this button on the page selection, the second button. There's two valves that you need to open for the scramjets right here. 1, 2, right, left. That's the cover for the enable scramjet. Down here, we have the fuel cell. So you're gonna wanna toggle that, open the fuel cell, flip this switch, and now when we flip this, it's gonna turn off our turbojet engines and then turn on our scramjet engines. What's gonna happen is you're gonna hear, just like if when you're in an airliner, when you hear the airplane like come to the taxiway or whatever, you hear the engines wind down, you can hear the turbines. Like that's what's going to happen here. Is with a scramjet, there's no moving parts, there's no turbine turning, so you're gonna it actually reproduces that effect. So at first it's going to feel like you're going to slow down, but you're going to speed up really quick afterwards. So here we go. Hopefully I can make it to Mach 10 and I can show you guys. I forgot to click the switch. Here we go. You gotta kind of keep nose down. It wants to fly up right when you first hit that. Yeah, we're already at Mach 6. Six 6.23. Hold on. I had to do a bit of a dive because once you engage those scramjets, it wants to fly straight up, and if you don't control it, it's hard to control. Trying to get positive rate of climb back. There we go. All right, here we go. I'm gonna take it up to 250,000 feet, and we're gonna go Mach 10. So we're at Mach 6.3 right now. The higher you go, usually the faster you fly. So at this point, once you're above Mach 6, you can kind of give it a little bit more. I'm going to give it a vertical speed of about 10,000 feet per second, which it should be able to handle. We're above 50,000 feet now. Still at Mach 6.3. there's like a barrier, like Mach 6.3 is like, until you get up above, I think about 90,000 or 1,000 feet, then it starts increasing. Just like with the barrier from Mach 1 to Mach 3, and then Mach 3 to Mach 6. Like steps. We're at 70,000 feet now. Now that we're in such thin atmosphere, the thing handles great. And now our Mach's going back up. Now that we hit 80,000 feet, we're climbing at 60,000 feet per second. We just hit Mach 8. So we're about to hit Mach 10. Here we go. We're just over 100,000 feet. We're gonna slow down at about 9.7, like right here, 9.7, Mach 9.7. But we're still climbing. We're just about to double what we just did. We're at 125,000 feet. We're gonna nose down a little bit because we're climbing now at a rate that we need to curb that down and gain some airspeed. Granted, we were at 100,000 vertical speed per minute, so we're at 165,000 feet. You can see the curvature of the Earth. I'm basically in outer space now. Anyways, our Mach speed's increasing as our vertical speed comes down. We're over 200,000 feet. We're at 9. Oh, my fuel tank's low. Yeah, so this is like a one-way flight. I'm gonna have to eject eventually, but we're at Mach 9.99, 238,000 feet. Here we go. Mach 10, 10.01. I don't know if you can see this. Captain Rod did it. We're well above the Earth. Mach 10.01. Altitude just about 26,000 feet. And you can see scramjets are engaged. My fuel is really low. I would probably have to glide down to Earth, but that wasn't the point of this video. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And hopefully you can get to Mach 10 and fly 260,000 feet over the Earth.